morning, everyone. Very warm welcome again for the session 3, exploring management skills as a part of your learning. Heads up, bridge course before your final classes begins in the month of July. So welcome once again, students. I can see that there are a few students who have joined for the first time and they were not able to join the last time. So I would just give you a recap of what we did in the last class. So in the last class, I was explaining the fundamentals of management, who managers are, and what is expected from a manager, what role does a manager play in an organization, and what organizations are, So I gave a lot of examples from the corporate world or from even from a family perspective, where I told you that a manager is someone who knows how to manage work and how to take out work from others. An organization is a place where managers work. And organization is a place where people come together from different domains in order to meet certain strategic objectives. That is an organization. And we also discussed the roles played by a manager. A manager plays several roles. He can play as a role model where he influences others and motivates his or her team, and plays a role of a conflict handler. She or he knows how to manage conflicts, how to take out work from others, and also acts as a disseminator of information, acts as a liaison between top management and bottom management, tries to listen to the grievances and feedback of his or her subordinates, tries to give feedback or suggestions to the top management. So these are the roles that are played by a manager, and you being students of PG team, it is expected that you should be playing these roles, and this is something which can be taught or which can be learned by all of you being students of PGT. So this is what will be the aim in next 2 years, where your skills as a manager will be honed. Okay, so today we are going to explore management skills or managerial skills. So we are going to talk about functions of management. What are the functions of management? What does management basically do? And if you are into management, and if you are managing an event, you are managing work, you're managing a project, or maybe you're managing a task given by your parents. So that is also a management. So how you are going to do it, and what are the key functions of management that we are going to discuss today. I'm sure a few of you would have come from a background where you've already discussed all these things, but there are many students, I find that they come from background of science or maybe humanities, where they have not been taught about the functions of management. So it is important to learn what the functions of management are, even if those who know, they are not clear that what functions does management do, and what are the areas where you need to improvise in order to manage well any task given to you. So, the management process or functions of management begins from planning, as everything begins for planning. For example, you wanted to become a manager someday or wanted to acquire a job in a good organization. So for that, you plan to do PGDM. So that was your planning. So the process of accomplishing a task begins from planning. Then comes organizing, and then comes staffing, directing, and lastly it is controlling. And it is a cyclical process. And then again you plan for other things. So this is how in organizations, basically the task, processes, projects, production, everything is accomplished. So in case these functions are not carried out by the managers in the organization, there are chances that you will miss the deadline, or the work will be done in a substandard manner, the quality will not be able to be maintained, or you may even lose your job, or organization may suffer losses. So it is important to understand that these 5 functions of management are crucial for any business, any organization. So you need to apply them as managers, whether you go for marketing or finance or for HR, it doesn't matter. Immaterial of that, you need to develop these 5 management functions in yourself and need to apply these for any task given to you. So the first function begins with planning, as I said. So planning, according to Harold Kuhns, is deciding in advance what to do, when to do, and how to do it. It bridges the gap from where we are and where we want to be. So today I have done my graduation and I want to complete PGDM. Okay, so this is what I'll do. I'll plan for it. If I'm planning for it, then I will start working for it. I'll, write exams, go through the admission process, talk to the counselor, find out information about various colleges. So this is the planning that you will begin before actually implementing what you have planned. Similarly, in an organization also, when a project is given to complete, then it is the task of the managers. You all will be managers. I always tell my students that once you are in PGDM, start thinking like managers and start analyzing problems, situation as if you are in an organization. So right now, all of you are managers in my eyes. So you all are managers. You all are given a task. You all are working in an organization. And for that task, you have to start planning. That is the first thing that you have to do. That is plan. So how will you plan? Either they will be long-term plans, they will be short-term plans. So if the project is to end after 1 year, then you need to break down the plans into monthly basis. You can even break down the plans into weekly basis in order to, see that the work is being accomplished by the end of the year. So if you do not do any planning, then everything will be in a haphazard manner. You would not know what task has to be done, what has to be achieved. So first is planning. So planning is the utmost important part, because like if planning is like half of the work done. If you plan in advance that these tasks are to be done and these tasks are to be carried in these months and this many time, and the period it is going to take, then half of your process is complete. So you should analyze this critically, that what all plans you have to make, how you have to make, and you have to stick to those plans. That is also important. Next comes organizing. What is organizing? You know what is organization? You all know what is organization. I told you in my last class, where the various resources are utilized in an efficient and effective manner, and people work for a common objective. So organizing is, now you have the resources with you. You are working in an organization, okay, and now you have the project that you have to deliver. You have already planned, okay, I'm going to complete this project in let's say 12 months. So I have my plan that I will be broken down my plan into months, that every month this much percentage of work will be done. Now you have to organize the resources that are given to you. Now what are those resources? The resources can be land, labor, capital. You all know that every organization, every business works on 3 key resources: land, labor, capital. What comes under land in an organization? Your office premises, so people where they are going to work, where will be the office, who is going to sit where, who is going to report to whom. Okay, then comes labor. Labor is human resources. So how many people will be required to complete this project? How many people will be required for 2 months? Maybe some people will be required for entire year, but some human resources will be required only for 6 months, or some would be required only at the end of the project. Right? You're getting my point. So you need to analyze and organize these resources and fit them where they are used. And then financial resources. planned labor and capital. Capital is finances. So you need to find out how much budget will be required for each activity. Then you will see that what all activities you've already planned for the activities monthly basis. And if all these activities are carried out in every month, then finally at the end of the year, your project will be delivered on time. So your activities are already planned. Now you have to organize who will do what and how the resources will be utilized. So that is organizing your resources is the second part of planning. And then comes staffing. You all know what staffing is. Staffing is again human resources. So you need to find out that which person will work in which place and fitting the right person in the right place. For example, you need a technical person to complete a project. You need someone to do the project who knows C++. Now you cannot ask a person who knows Java to sit and do the programming. Suppose you are working in an IT company, you are the project manager and you have to deliver the project. So you are expected to complete the project and fit the right person in the right place. Suppose you are working in a production house. Now you are into car manufacturing. So you cannot ask a person who is into a two-wheeler to come and work for four-wheeler, who doesn't have any knowledge about four-wheelers. So again, staffing becomes a very important part of functions of management, and it is important for you to decide which person will be doing which job and to fit the right person into the right job, because if you hire wrong person, then what will happen? It will be a fiasco. Again, if you are hiring a person who is good in finances, but you're hiring him or her for marketing purposes. Now this person doesn't know how to talk to people, is not a social person at all, good in numbers, can make Excel sheet, do accounting, do mathematics, but not good with customers. Then are you able to achieve your targets? No, you will not be able to achieve your targets. So again, you have to decide, you have to find out that you have to make the right fit into the organization. Next, students, is directing. Now you have to direct how the work is to be done. Ankit, you have raised hand. If you have any question, you can put it in the chat box there. Okay. Thank you. All right. So I am talking about directing now. Directing, as the name suggests, नाम से पता चल रहा है कि डायरेक्ट करना कि कैसे ये काम होना है. अगर मैनेजर ही तो बताएगा ना, भाई हायर तो कर लिया मैंने बंदे को अपनी, ठीक है, और बता दिया कि भाई ये मेरे 100 कार्स मैन्युफैक्चर होनी है एक महीने के अंदर. प्रोडक्शन मैनेजर मैं लेकर के आ गई अपनी कंपनी में, और मैंने उसको ये बताया ही नहीं कि कितनी कार मैन्युफैक्चर होंगी, कौन उसके अंडर में काम कर रहा होगा, कौन किसको क्या सुपरवाइज करना होगा, कहाँ उसके बैठने की जगह होगी, ठीक है, किसको उसको रिपोर्ट करना होगा. अगर मैं बताऊं ही नहीं तो उसको मालूम कैसे चलेगा? सपना तो आएगा नहीं. समवन हैज टू डायरेक्ट. So directing is again a crucial part. Now you have all the plan ready. You have organized that you will be having finance department, marketing department, production department. You have organized your organization that way. Okay, and you will be producing so and so things. And then you have also done staffing. You have hired right people for the right job. But if you will not direct how the things have to be done, what action has to be taken, what all preparations are to be done, and how the things will be carried out, whether training is required or not. If training is required, then give training to the person. Until then, directing will not be possible. So again, it is a managerial function which actuates the organizational methods to work efficiently for achievement of organizational goals. किस तरह से आप efficiently, effectively direct करके अपने एम्प्लॉइज को या सबऑर्डिनेट्स को काम करवा सकते हैं. तो डायरेक्टिंग बहुत बड़ा रोल होता है एक मैनेजर का. You all will be directing. All of you will be directing your subordinates how the work has to be carried out, or the labor or the employees working for you. Last is controlling. So controlling is something where you try to measure the accomplishments, whatever you have given, whatever you planned. Okay, and you gave directions to the employees, and you hired the right person for the right job. बट वो काम सही से कर भी रहे हैं, ये देखना भी तो पड़ेगा ना, चेक भी तो करना पड़ेगा। जो चेकिंग होती है कि ये काम सही से हो रहा है कि नहीं हो रहा है, वो चेकिंग कहलाती है कंट्रोलिंग। सो कंट्रोलिंग कहने को लास्ट फंक्शन है, लेकिन कंट्रोलिंग के बाद ही हम नेक्स्ट प्लानिंग करेंगे। तो एक तरह से ये साइक्लिकल प्रोसेस है एक ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में, which keeps moving in a cyclical manner throughout. So you are going to do controlling, that is you are going to check, you are going to check कि मैंने ये काम अलॉट किया था एक हफ्ते में, ये एक महीने पहले मैंने काम अलॉट किया था एम्प्लॉयज को, तो ये काम कंप्लीट हुआ कि नहीं हुआ। अगर कंप्लीट हुआ तो वही स्टैंडर्ड है क्वालिटी का विच आवर ऑर्गेनाइजेशन इज एक्सपेक्टिंग, yes or no. If yes, then we can move ahead. If no, then we have to find out where we are lagging, what are the problems, why we are not achieving that standard, what are the deviations, where we are moving wrong. जो हमसे गलतियां हुई हैं और जो एरर्स हुए हैं उनको फाइंड आउट करना, फाइंड आउट करके अगेन प्लानिंग के अंदर चेंजेस करना। हो सकता है हमने प्लान किया हो कि हमें इस काम को करने के लिए 10 बंदे चाहिए, लेकिन जब हम कंट्रोलिंग कर रहे हैं और चेक कर रहे हैं तो पता चला काम तो हुआ ही नहीं, इस काम को करने के लिए 10 नहीं 12 लोग चाहिए थे। इसका मतलब हमारी प्लानिंग में कहीं ना कहीं मिसिंग था। We should have taken, then next time that when we will plan for the next month, again we will plan from 12 people's perspective. That is why controlling, checking, keeping checks and balances is utmost important for any manager. So you people as managers have to take control of things, find out whether things are going on in the right direction or not. If they are not, you have to take corrective action. Then controlling is not only done at the end, controlling can be done, while the project is going on, and also at the end of the project, to see that what all mistakes were done, how these mistakes can be avoided for the next project, so that when you plan for the next project, this controlling will help you in planning. So that is why it becomes a cyclical process. So this is what were the functions of management that we discussed today, beginning from planning, organizing, staffing, directing, and controlling. These are the 5 functions of management. More often, these are also asked at the time of interviews, and sometimes students are not even able to tell this. So this is just a request that you all should be well versed with these functions of management as PGDM students. So we all move to next topic of discussion today, that is functional areas of management. A lot of students have this doubt that what human resource management does in an organization, what marketing, production, finance, IT. So organizations are divided into various areas. You must have heard that in any organization there is HR, human resource management, and there is also marketing department, there is also finance department, there is IT departments, and all these departments work together towards achieving the organizational goals and objectives. So that is the whole idea of working in sync with all these departments. Every department is equally important. You cannot say that human resource is more important than marketing or finance is less important than IT. So every department has a role to play in an organization. So when you join an organization, you may join in one of the departments, but you will be dealing with all the departments. So you should have an idea about all the departments in an organization. You must know that what HR management does, what marketing management does, what IT, what finance management or departments do. So I'll just give you an overview. The deep discussion about these departments will be taken up, of course, in your first and second trimester subjects. So I'm just going to give you a brief overview so that once you join the classes, you have an idea what we are discussing. So human resource management or department or a personnel management, sometimes called manpower management, is a part of organization. And here the major roles of HR management is to recruit and select employees, train them, train the new employees, develop the existing employees in the organization. Okay, a performance review of these employees, how they are performing, what all changes their performance needs, and how they can be appraised, incentivized, designing compensation plans for the executives and the people and the employees. That is also a part of human resource management. Then succession planning, competency mapping, and a lot of things that human resource department does for the employees. And again, an organization cannot survive without the human resource department, because it keeps optimizing the resources of the organization. So that is what a HR department does. Next is production department. So production management refers to planning, organizing, directing, coordinating, and control of the production function in such a way that desired goods and services can be produced at right time, right quantity, and right budget. Okay, so basically what is production? Where the production is taking place. For example, in a car manufacturing company, where the floor is, where the production of various parts of a car is being made, is called the production department, where things are being produced, the product or service is being produced. That is called the production department. So in production department, the main aim of manager is to find out how goods and services can be produced at the right time, delivered to the customers at the right time, right quantity, good quality. Quality should not be compromised, and at a cost which is minimum for the customers to pay. In minimum cost, best can be desired, or best can be reached. Optimum utilization of resources again comes here at production management. So that is the role of production. Now there are a lot of parts of production management these days. There is supply chain management is there. You all must have heard that supply chain management, how a customer gives order for some certain things, and then it is produced according to the needs of the customer. And the supply chain management begins from the production, where the production is taking place in a factory, to the customer, and there is a proper chain of distributors, wholesalers, retailers, who form a part of supply chain. Okay, so supply chain is an integral part of production management. And next comes I'm just discussing the important ones. So next is the financial management. What is financial management? Also, financial management is something, again, as I told you earlier, you should have knowledge about all the departments. Even if you're not joining financial department, or you're not joining as a finance guy, still it is expected as a manager that you should have knowledge about budgeting. Then you should have knowledge about accounting, books of accounts, then like a P&L account, annual reports, and a balance sheet, also ratio analysis, what is the best ratio to be done, portfolio management, dividend policies, long-term, short-term sources of finance of the organization, so that you are abreast with what is happening in the financial world. And because it is connected with HR also, and it is connected with marketing also, and it's connected with IT also, analytics also. So finance is something which is again an important and integral part of any organization. I think someone has raised hands. If you have any queries, any questions, you can always write it in the chat box. And if you have by mistake raised your hand, you can lower it. Ankit, you want to say something? Why don't you put it in the chat box? And I think Vivek has asked me what is staffing. Vivek, am I able to answer your question? I'll take up questions once I finish this. I'll definitely take up the questions from all of you. So we move on to the next department, that is marketing department. Now this is a very important one, and plus this is most popular one. Most of the people want to be into marketing, and a lot of jobs are there into marketing, although there are jobs in finance also, HR also, IT also, but it is quite popular. And marketing is not just selling. It is not just selling, but it is looking into a product, designing a product, and advertising it to the right person, finding out who the customers are, and what are their preferences, what are their choices, what they want in a product. So these all things are to be found out by the managers, so that they can bring in the best product into the market and deliver it to the customers. selling, advertising, all these are a part of marketing. Marketing management comes as a whole, and it is a bigger umbrella. And selling, sales comes under it, and after sales services comes under it. Advertising of a product comes under this umbrella. Okay, so here you will be dealing with marketing concept and consumer behavior, how consumers behave and why consumers prefer certain products and not other products, and what are the things that influence them to buy products, what is marketing mix, and what is market segmentation, how you can divide the market as per the needs of the customers. Then you can also divide the market as per the financial budget of each family or a customer, or gender basis, or you can also divide or segment the market as per the needs of age. And there can be a lot of segmentations, demographic, psychographic segmentations that you'll be learning in marketing subject. Physical distribution, marketing research, international marketing, these are all parts of marketing management. So this was all about functions of management that we did today: planning, organizing, staffing, directing, and controlling. And next we did functional areas of management, and we discussed about 4 major functional areas, which are human resource management, marketing management, finance management, and production management. There can also be IT or business analytics division, which is very common these days in organizations. And in this department, it is the needs of the technical needs of the organization is taken into consideration. And for that, a whole department is created. And for that, IT knowledge is required to be a part of that. So I'm open to questions now. If anyone has any questions, you can, you can ask. Yeah, Rohit, you can put it in the chat box. Okay, Sarthak, you're asking the question about portfolio management. It is a part of finance department where, portfolio means that a person, or especially with the banking industry or finance industry, it is very common where you try to make customers based on the portfolio management. A portfolio may consist of investments in different pockets. For example, you can invest in gold, you can invest in share market, you can invest in also in some land, property, mutual funds, and there can be a lot of ways where one can manage the portfolio. And for portfolio management, you need financial managers who have an idea about finance. So they try to maintain the portfolio of the customers. So that is called portfolio management. So that is a job prospect which can be, learned. So, okay, Rohit is asking what is staffing. So staffing was the word which was used earlier, but staffing is a function of management which basically is taking care of human resources. So how many human resources are required for a project or for the organization? How many have left the organization? And planning for human resources, recruiting them, selecting them, training them, giving them incentives, giving them bonuses, taking care of their salaries, and all these things come under staffing. Any other question? Okay, operations management. Yes, Vivek, operations management, that's a good question. It is same as production management that I told you earlier. So the name can be reversed. You can call it operations management, you can call it production management. And as I said, these days, supply chain management is also a part of operations management. So you can make your career in operations management as well. It is going to be very lucrative, especially with Amazon and Flipkart and companies which are into supply chain management these days. Any other question? Okay, I can see that there are no more questions, and you can see that in my slide I have shared that you can see here there are 2 assignments that are to be expected from all of you. The first assignment is you have to take this quiz. I'm going to paste this form on the chat box. You all can take this quiz, and I will get the answers, and we will share the result with you. Okay, so I have shared the link, the Google form. Everyone, please take a note of it. You can just copy it and paste it, paste this URL and take this quiz. After the session, you can take this quiz. It is compulsory for all of you to take the quiz. There were students who were not present in the last class, I think. So I will repeat the assignment that is expected from all of you. This assignment is that you have to make a video of 1-2 minutes describing your favorite management personality or your favorite corporate leader, like Elon Musk, Mark Zuckerberg, Jack Ma, Sundar Pichai, Narayan Murthy. I've given a lot of examples. You can take anyone of your choice. Not necessarily it has to be from here. Describing their success story in your own words. So you have to make a video, 1 to 2 minutes, where you are speaking about your about the famous personality or the personality of your choice, and you have to send this video to your mentor. So this is just to enhance your communication skills and management skills. So this is expected. These two assignments are expected from all of you. So kindly do it. And for the assignment on video, you need to submit it by Saturday to your mentor. And about the quiz, you have to take it today only. Anytime you can take it after the session is ended. That's when you can take this quiz. And of course, there were questions that you need the slides. I'm going to share the slide with your mentors, and your mentors will share my slides with all of you. So that is not an issue. I'll make sure that all of you get these slides. And soon we'll be having other sessions also, very interesting and informative sessions, so that once you join the PGDM, you have these hands-on training on these special, important topics, which will make you abreast with what is happening around you, and for your PGDM course as well. So it was nice talking to all of you, and with this I will leave this session, and with this I end the session. It was really nice, all of you, interacting with all of you, answering your questions and queries, and it's really nice that you have been very attentive in the session, and I can see the enthusiasm in all of you, and it's wonderful to meet all of you very soon. And I'll also be taking your classes. So all of you, see you in the next session, and you'll be informed about the session by your mentors. Have a nice day, everyone, and take care of yourself. Bye-bye.